Xbox Gamepass is a wonderful thing. A seemingly endless supply of games at my fingertips, each with their own achievement lists. As I sit there scrolling, looking to fill that remaining 80 gigabytes on my hard drive, I always find myself asking the same question. How much Gamerscore can I get with this game? I've been playing a lot of the smaller indie games on Game Pass recently. The shorter installs make it less detrimental if I don't like the game and decide to uninstall it. With every game nowadays offering a full 1000G achievement list, the Game Pass selection is a saving grace for an achievement whore like myself. To answer today's question, I turn to Costume Quest 2. At the start of the game, the main menu is laid out with interactive portals. Of course, the first thing I did was scout the achievement list for anything to pay attention to while playing. I noticed 3. Candy Cornucopia, collect 4,000 candies. The Clown that honked 1,000 ships, use the clown horn 1,000 times. And Hard Corn mode. Finish the game having fought every battle with the candy corn in your party. They start you off in combat with 2 costumes, the superhero and the candy corn. It must be a reoccurring joke from the first game, because one of the characters was familiar with it and made a comment. I never played it, all I know is I have to use it in every battle in the game. Turns out the candy corn was borderline useless. It was practically a health bar that made shitty candy corn puns. A few minutes in, and I came across the clown costume. Seeing the little horn in the corner of the screen, I know it's time for that sweet, tasty Gamerscore. Who knows how long I'll be able to use it. Might as well get it done as quickly as possible. It only took a few minutes to secure it, so it was practically a free 50G. Now that I have a full team of 3, the candy corn isn't as much of a nuisance. In fact, because of the plus 20% HP, it makes a perfect tank. For some reason, the enemies primarily target the candy corn anyway. The clown heals are a nice touch as well. As I progressed, I had to trick or treat to finish a quest. You either get a fat stack of candy or attacked by these, time snakes or something. The fan boat that we needed to get to some kind of witch island broke down. A mechanic offered a quick fix for $50. Only way to get it though, well... The quick fix? It was an ore. A fucking ore. Thanks, guy. I spent 1,000 candies on a chocolate stripe for my candy corn, and replaced the superhero with a pterodactyl, putting me on track to another achievement. Flap 10 flappy things, whatever that means. Now it was time to fight the first boss. I didn't figure it out until the end of the battle, but my clown had type advantage. So between that and the heals, it wasn't really too difficult. I cycled through the first and second phase a few times before figuring out that I just needed to destroy the amulet around its neck. After destroying the amulet, I dropped its health down to 15 when I was spammed with constant stuns, making the fight a bit too stressful. The clown's healed pulled us through and popped the 50 smackaroons. Chrono Trigger. Defeat the first boss. After defeating the first boss, I was captured and taken to some future where candy is illegal. I stumbled upon pieces for a Jefferson costume, popping another 50G, Fashionista, try on 5 different costumes. I paired Jefferson with the clown for a beefy high damage heal wombo combo, when the principal of this school I'm trying to escape from thought it was a good idea to step up against Jefferson's sick diplomatic skills, and lost. After we absolutely dogged that principal, we escaped into the sewers where I bought my 3rd costume upgrade, popping yet another 50G, Mod Culture, Upgrade 3 costumes. Oh right, so earlier in the game, I gave this kid like 100 candy in exchange for a larger amount in the future. Conveniently, I come across him in the future, where he's a candy smuggler. I traded the IOU younger him gave me for 1,000 candy, giving me that sweet Gamerscore for Candy Cornucopia. Collect over 4,000 candies. I acquire a wizard costume soon after. He offers a beefy AoE attack that'll work really well with my Thomas Jefferson. On my ventures, I stumbled upon strange scratches and footprints, so of course I'm gonna follow them. I lost the trail a few times, but I kept an eye out just in case. While in pursuit, I used the pterodactyl to open a few paths, popping the 50Gs, solving the mystery of the flappy things. I then bought some bleach to upgrade the wizard for an even meatier AoE attack. While partaking in some casual candy smuggling, I was asked to deliver some eviction letter. Some bigwig nerd refused to give me his candy shipment till I sorted out some casino bullshit I couldn't care less about. After being sidetracked for a bit, I finally picked up on the trail of footprints and scratches. Turned out it was some shitty little kid dressed as a wolfman. Out of nowhere I got another 50G. Cryptozoologist, find the wolfman. The wolfman explained to me that the markings that led me right to him were actually meant to throw the police off of his trail. Fucking idiot. I really wasn't paying much attention, but I encountered the second boss. Some dental general. The wizard paired with my new wolf costume was a solid combo, making this fight easy as fuck. The boss turned out to be such a little bitch. All you have to do is break his armor by doing basic counterattacks. Fucking dweeb. No difficulty spike? No minion summons? How can you be a general and not summon minions? It's like he was only made to be absolutely demolished. And who am I to argue? Fuck it. Wolfman steps up with his ult, finishing him like the little bitch that he is. This of course pops the easiest 50G so far. Counterfeit, defeat the second boss. We finally arrived at the main villain's compound from the sewers. On our way up the ladder, we found a note saying there was pieces of a ghost costume scattered across the courtyard. Here, I smacked a dental bot, popping, oh that's right, another 50G, assault and bashery, bash 10 monster patrols. After collecting all the pieces, I take the ghost costume out for a spin. Shame I needed to keep the candy corn in my party at all times. I would have totally used it. We smashed the computer, conveniently only doing what I needed it to do. After the security went down, the first boss came and challenged me to a rematch. This nerd was so much easier the second time around since I broke that amulet of his. He was basically just a tanky minion. After retaining a key card, we went into a restricted area where we found the hot dog costume. We used the costume to lure a scientist out of an area I needed to get to. He saw through the disguise and attacked. The scientist was defeated, and I moved on to the next area, which appears to be locked by a retina scanner. So we travel back in time to find the kid version of the main villain, Oral. Shitty name. Before heading to his house to confront him, I used Jefferson's diplomacy to convince two competing statues to work together. Knock knock, who's there? Boom! Breakdance broker, 50 G's. We told the young Oral about his crazy villain future and convinced him to join the squad. I gave him the candy corn costume simply because I was used to the rotation and placement. Oral scans his eye and unlocks the door. We enter the facility where we see an adult Oral trick-or-treating alone in a cardboard town. The minions he had summoned built the robots that answer the door, but the robots are malfunctioning and insults adult Oral, making him pretty angry. Now that we were past the locked door, we needed some way to get into his house. So we destroyed every piece of shit robot in this fake town to build a floss robot disguise. The scientists didn't notice the two other children in the box, but they brought us up to Oral's house anyway. We ziplined back down to the research facility for some reason. I really don't understand the whole floss robot plan since I got in there earlier. But after landing, we dropped the voodoo doll. Heading down the stairs, we see adult Oral getting a mech suit ready and tries to convince younger Oral to join him. He refuses and the battle starts. For once, the difficulty of the game actually spiked enough to make this fight difficult. Not only does he have 3000 HP, but he doesn't take full damage until both of his arms are destroyed. The hot dog's AoE attacks were really helping the fight move forward though. I didn't notice immediately, but somehow in this battle the candy corn had its own super bar, and it was full. The skill entranced the boss. He couldn't resist not knowing what candy tasted like or something and bit down on the candy corn. It demolished his teeth and gave him a really shitty lisp, pissing him off even more. He busted out his laser cannons and knocked me the fuck out. Since I lost, it gave me a chance to find my way back to my friend's house for a combat upgrade and a costume change. Talking to the big bird guy, he upgrades the recharge speed of my ultimate skills, popping another achievement, beating Crow master all combat techniques. Of course I can't ditch the sassy ass candy corn, but I replaced the Jefferson with the wizard, making both my attacks AoE. We got demolished before even reaching the laser cannons though. I think I need a healer. Time to bust out the clown for some of his comedy gold healing skills. I kept the wizard for type advantage and ditched the hot dog for the clown. We weren't ripping through his armor very fast, but the heals were the saving grace as usual. Especially since the candy corn's ultimate never recharged. Never got to see that again. The clown plops one more banana down his throat, healing the team before the wizard finishes the job. Future Oral is defeated now. The timeline is saved. After a few dialogue boxes, the last two achievements pop. Hardcore mode and Hallow winners. The game is done. So now, with the game finished, we have an answer to a question I'm always asking myself. How much Gamerscore can I get with this game? 750 Gamerscore is today's answer. Now obviously the list is 1000 Gs, and if I spent a couple more hours searching and looking up guides, I could easily attain them. But this playthrough was nothing more than a casual laid back playthrough. not a fan enough of the series to pull a full 100%. I just wanted to have fun and earn some achievements along the way, and this game accomplished that. 750 gamer score in just under 7 hours? I can live with that.